Yeah. Your question is about whether astrology, right? Question is about astrology. Is it true? Or why, if it's true, why it's true? So I would say astrology and astrologers, I want to separate out. It's like science and scientists. Science, there is some teaching. Some scientists can tell whatever they know. Whether they're according to science or not, we don't know. It all, when the moment you bring in scientists, some personality comes into picture. The moment you bring in astrologers, some personality of astrologers comes into picture. So I would speak of more of astrology as a science, astrology as a subject, right? And astrologer as a profession for making a living. First, let us understand astrologer as a profession. So in earlier days, people didn't have counselors, psychological counselors. But mental problems were there. People will have always mental problems. They need somebody to counsel. The astrologers were supposed to be the counselors at that time. Why will somebody go to counselor today? They are disturbed. Some family conditions, some marriage, from life, job. Today, if you go, the psychological counselor will give some counseling based on the psychology as a subject. In earlier days, astrologers are supposed to be counselors to help you face the situation in life, to help you overcome the situation in life, based on whatever they know at that point of time. So in a sense, astrologer as a counseling profession, we have to understand. It had its own role. Now, how the counseling works in astrology? I'm not taking astrology as a science. I'm astrology as taking a science counseling. Somebody comes, everybody goes through ups and downs in life. Some challenges in life. Maybe health, maybe wealth, maybe family, some challenges in life. Everybody wants to get out of the situation. They're not able to face the situation. So they will come to astrologer. So astrologer will look at astrological chart. We are not even discussing whether astrology science is correct or not. You look at astrologer. He says, right now, you are going through 7.5 years of Shani. Sadasat. Shani. Okay. 7.5 years, you're going to have trouble. So you can do some puja, some mantra, chanting to reduce the effect. But trouble will be there. Right? So now, right now, you are not questioning whether Saturn affects you or not. But what astrologer has done, he has done a tremendous job. He has made you to made you to accept the situation in life as it is there, presented to you. If you are able to accept life, whether trouble or joy, if you're able to accept it, then a lot of problems in your life are reduced. Stress comes down. So I face a difficult situation. The situation is difficult itself. Yes, it causes trouble to me. And I don't want the difficult situation. Then I start resisting it. The resistance to the situation causes more trouble to me. Understand?
Completely.
Okay. So the first principle of astrology is accept the situation as it is. Why you have to accept? Because what is happening is like, because up somewhere, some stars are there. That's causing, you can't do anything about them. They have to change their position. So come to the present moment. The whole purpose of astrology is to make you come to the present moment. Understand? They may show something else, stars or planets. You are not, they are not running away from the problem. You are saying, you accept what is coming in your life. Accept the present moment. That's what they are telling in the form of astrology. So that's a big relief for a person. If you are able to accept, oh, my troubles are there, it's because of stars. Now, what has happened here? Please understand. All our troubles are personal. Understand? The person is my family, my spouse, my job, my money. Everything is my. Means all problems are personal. Right? Now, the personal your problem, you have made it impersonal. Stars and planets are impersonal. Understand? The moment personal problems are there, You are always somebody to blame. Okay, spouse to blame, boss to blame, or economic conditions to blame. You are finding, but how do you blame somebody who is sitting there up? Stars, planets, galaxies. You have to just accept it. So the personal problem has been made impersonal by astrologer, right? It's a big jump in thinking. Then current situation you have accepted it, correct? So then he'll tell, astrologer will tell, do some chants of God's name. Now what happens in chanting of God's name? Your good vibrations you are creating in yourself. So your ability to, first, you are accepting the situation as it is. Second, you are creating good vibration in life. So your ability to handle current situation, however difficult it is, improves. Right? It is nothing to do with the stars, planets, galaxies. It is just a simple psychological counseling. Right? So now you start chanting God's name. Because you start chanting God's name, your ability to handle the current situation becomes better. Acceptance and chanting God's name. Correct? So then he'll say, astrologers say, some yadna you have to do, havana you have to do, or you have to go to some yatra. So the yatra, going in the process of yatra, what will happen? Your current situation where at home, you are moving away to a place, your place change happens. A holy place, you go into better vibration. So that way, it's a psychological package deal, astrology. Okay. A astrologer, good astrologer, is good in psychology. He should be able to guide to you, first make you accept the situation as it is, help bring positivity in your life to face the situation. That's the first, it's like first aid. A good astrologer then gradually brings you the knowledge of karma, how karma is affecting your life. So what is happening in my life is prarabdha karma. Okay. So then what will happen? You start accepting it because your own karma, then you become empowered. My karma is coming to you, so that's why I can do a good karma to come out of phase. So understanding karma theory, karma help you, empowers you. So astrology empowers you. If without understanding prarabdha karma is coming to you, you start somebody else to blame. The moment you start finding somebody else to blame, you have become weak. You have become victim. So astrologer, a good astrologer will make out, oh, this is prarabdha karma. Okay. Now, what's the concept of Shani or Saturn period 7.5 years? Saturn period of 7.5 years, for most of the people think that it's a very bad time. In fact, it's a very good time. 7.5 years is a very valuable time of your life. You know why? Saturn is a karma phala data. Saturn is the one who gives the karma phala. So now, in Saturn, 7.5 years of Saturn, all your bad karmas are coming out. So that means Saturn is helping you to get rid of all bad karmas. It's disposing of your bad karmas. So it's a good period. It's like pus coming out of your body. Right? It's so good thing happening to you. That means you should be grateful to Saturn. But people are afraid of Saturn. So a good astrology will bring to some sense into your life. Accept your karma. So then a good astrologer also will bring a concept of yadna in your life. You are living whole of your life, you are living me, my. Now you do some service, yadna, charity. Understand? So that way, a good astrologer is a counselor. Help you to accept situation, help you to bring positivity in your life, help you to understand karma phala, from kamya karma to yadna karma to nishkama karma. So he is a guide in a sense. Okay, he's much better guide than a psychologist, because psychologists are operating mental level. Here, mental level is still personal. You're solving a personal issue, whereas astrologer is making your personal problem into impersonal problem, which is a big jump. The moment personal problems are impersonal, then you'll be able to see problems much more clearly. I had one friend of mine. He was going through a lot of disturbance in life. Psychological disturbance. Psychological disturbance happened because some girl he loved. That girl married somebody else. He got disturbed. So he is disturbed. He was actually working in a top company, left his job, sat at home in a depression. People don't know what's happening in the house. They tried many things. Finally, he was sent to a psychologist. Psychologist, what perfect? He can analyze only at a mental level. He understood girl's problem. He understood this problem. Still, the problem is not solved. He has to find out solution now. He came out to conclusion. He understood. He came to a conclusion that your childhood was a bad childhood. Your parents have caused the problem. Some other root cause the problem. It is nothing to do. Again, personal problem is replaced. One personal problem is replaced. Another personal problem. So now this person, I'm telling you, a genuine story happened. This person started hating parents. So far, he was okay with parents. His parents were nice parents. Okay. So one problem of girl problem has become parent problem. So the moment you try to solve the personal problem at the personal level, so something else happened. So astrology is a personal problem. He is making impersonal problem. You cannot blame your stars and planets. No, they are doing their job. So, and astrologers also bring the value of Shani. Shani is a very good period actually. Right. But now, today's astrologers, they don't have that counseling ability. They'll create a scare in you. Shani is a bad period and all. Earlier astrologers were trained to give a counseling, to bring confidence. Actually, they were helping you to take a spiritual path. Okay. So that's why I want to separate astrology from astrologers. Whether astrologers true or not, I can't say. But astrologers as a counselors has a great value to society. Personal problems into impersonal problem. That's a big jump. Accepting a problem is another solution. Doing some positive things in your life is another solution. That way, astrologers played a role. This first part. Now let us take astrology as a science. Is astrology as a science? Now, what is science? Science is something is objective in nature. You observe something and bring a model for that. And any scientist does that observation. The same experiment we can repeat it. Anything objective is objective experimentation. Result is called science. Right? That's all outdated science. It's gone case. They're all called what I call Newtonian science. Rather than quantum science, the moment you observe something, the observer will change. Then how can you objective observation? Tell me. So the observer will change the observed. The moment you observe something, observed will change. So how can be objective in science? Right? So the quantum world is crazy. Okay. So now, if the moment people say, is this scientific? Then I'll say, which science you are speaking of? Okay. Newtonian science or quantum science? Right? Most of the people are stuck in the Newtonian world. Is it scientific? It's objective, observable. My dear, there's no such thing as observable, objective. Everything is consciousness, changing. So that way, the world, when you moment somebody says is scientific, I will ask question with scientific. Okay. Quantum physics is science. Right? It's a crazy science. In the quantum world, the past, present, and future coexist. Make it understand. Right? So we have a concept of linear time. Time passes. Okay, today, what is there? Tomorrow will be there. Time will be in one way direction. It is going in forward direction. Time cannot go in the reverse direction. That's our experience of life. Right? And if somebody says science, time is continuous one way. If you ask a quantum scientist, time is simultaneous, or time you can go in backward in time, you can go in forward in time, and future events can ever affect past events again future. It's a crazy world. So which science we speak of is next question. Right? So then the concept of time as a linear going in a forward direction is our concept, experience. But for scientists, even a normal scientist, time is bidirectional. You can go backwards in time also. In theory, for scientists, time travel is possible. Theory. Whether they have made it happen. Quantum world has a different laws. So which science we are speaking of? So then in the quantum world, there's a phenomenon called entanglement. Two electrons, when they're close to each other, when two electrons can be entangled. If you give spin to one electron, other electrons also go through half a turn. That means if you observe this electron, other electrons will also be observed. Now these electrons can be light years away, not close. Okay, light years away. In that light years away also, this electron can spin. Now the problem is, how can this spin if there are light years away? Information takes time to travel. So that information is not traveling. This electron spinning doesn't get communicate to other electron through spinning, through information. So then how they are entangled? So they are somewhere entangled by birth, must be. Right? So science at the quantum level has a concept called entanglement. Two bodies can be connected to each other. They can be, however far they are, they can be affecting each other. A simple electron level. Now this entanglement concept also is false. Because the moment you have to bring an electron, you have to bring a concept of an electron. Electron is an object. There is no such thing called object called electron at all. Because everything in quantum level is only probability. There's no object. So what is there at the deep level is the energy. Okay. Energy is all pervasive. That's why entanglement phenomenon appears, because energetically everything is connected to everything. Okay. So now our observation at the physical level, which is at the more grosser level. All of us may appear like a solid physical objects. But deeper energy level, deeper level, we are all energy. We may not be see it. Doesn't mean that we are not there. That means energetically we are all connected. Okay. That energy in Vedanta, in our ancient people, called Shakti, the divine mother. Everywhere, everything is connected. Everywhere, everything is connected. Everywhere, anything can affect anything else. Understand? One day, one person came to me. I'm telling a real story. He said, I'm in a bad time. Okay. My astrology horoscope saying I'm going through a very bad patch of time. He asked me, stars and planets, can it affect me? That was the question. I said, you have to ask the other question. Can I affect the stars and planets? If you are able to, stars and planets can affect you, you should also be able to affect stars and planets. Right? You will be able to affect her because all are energetically connected. So, if stars and planets can give you disturbance, stars and planets can give you peace, you can give peace to stars and planets. It's bidirectional, it's not unidirectional. In fact, all your actions, local actions, are global implications.
Prabhuji, can I ask a question here? Which means, if the stars and planets are affecting me, if that is destiny, then if I affect stars and planets, is it my free will?
I will come to destiny and free will, a separate question. Okay. Destiny and free will itself another topic. Okay. Right? So if stars and planets can affect you, you can also affect stars and planets. Correct? So what I'm saying is, what we call as inside and outside is only concept. So when I say my mind, I think my mind is something inside me and star is something outside. Both star and my mind are appears in consciousness. We are all connected in that sense. So this concept, our ancestors tried to explain in terms of a horoscope. Okay. So now we have to see the wisdom in what they say. Your birth timing, they put a map of astrology. This star is here, this star is here, this star is here. Your birth, which is a local event happening in Bangalore or Mysore, a child taking a birth in hospital, is connected to a cosmic event. Individual is connected to cosmos. That's what they're trying to say. How much they're connected, we don't know, but they're connected. First aspect of that is your date of birth is 5th March 19 70. It's the most stupidest date possible. Because after 100 years, 1000 years, these dates, whatever, 9 March 1970, have no meaning. But cosmic events have a meaning. Okay, if you put the stars and planets in your computer, you'll know exactly what day you are born because they are cosmic events. Whereas your calendar dates are not relevant. So your birth, they have converted to cosmic event. Right? So because our ancestors have converted to cosmic event, Mahabharata, Ramayana can be traced cosmically. There are many people who come and say Mahabharata and Ramayana are what you call as myth. But take the astronomical events referred there, you will know exact date, time, and place of that event. That means you are giving an absolute reference, not a relative reference of a date and time. So when you give that, Rama's horoscope chart can be from Rama's horoscope chart, we can trace when Rama was born. Mahabharata war is 5023 years BC. Exact date can be fixed. So what our so-called historians are doing, all right? Historians are doing some digging, they'll do, and then they'll do some grand this thing. What some digging, some method they'll use. Now the exact precise method of fixing date is given by astronomical chart. So first thing we are doing is by preparing a horoscope, your birth is made into a small event in the house into a cosmic event. Okay, right? So now is it a cosmic event, first of all? Or is it a celebration of husband and wife or father and mother or grandparents? Is it that only? It's much more than a small localized event. Every event in the cosmos is a cosmic event. A small flower blossoming is a cosmic event. It's not flower blossoming. Flower smiling, flower opening is the smiling of the Divine Mother. The moon shining is the Divine Mother. Energy, Shakti. How is that so? Let's look at it. A flower has to blossom. It requires a plant. Right? The plant to survive, it requires water, earth. Without earth and water, plant cannot come up. Earth and water cannot be there without sun. Sun cannot be there without solar system. Is it not whole, interconnected whole? Just to make one flower blossom, sun is required, galaxy is required. It's not a cosmic event. Forget about energetically. Physically, we can see they are interconnected. A childbirth is a cosmic event. Nothing can happen without a cosmos participating, without God participating. So that's what astrology is converting a local event into a local event is connected to cosmic event, which is really so. Whether it's precise, we don't know, but it's so. Right? Second thing is, in the cosmos, anything can affect anything. Can stars, planet can affect me? Yes. Have you heard of a word called lunatic? What is lunatic? Lunatic means, since ancient times, people have found a connection between the moon and the mind. Okay, the moon affects the mind. Psychological problems will aggravate during full moon day or new moon day. Why? How should moon affect your mind? Mind is inside and moon is outside. Mind and moon are connected, that's why it's affecting you. The moon, when there is a moon, there's a tide, ocean tide rising. Moon affects the ocean rise. Ocean can rise. Why can't your mind rise? So moon can affect you. Why can't sun? Why can't Saturn cannot affect you? Huh? Why you can't affect the moon? Why you can't affect the Saturn? Your thought process can affect anything else. That's why in ancient time they said, "Go Brahmana Hitayacha." So Brahmana means one who has raised Brahman. A person Brahman, one who has raised Brahman, the totality, he has his he is able to affect the entire universe, cosmos. He brings the peace to the cosmos, not just to local. Cosmic planet, cosmic events can affect you. You can affect the cosmic events, which is bi-directional. That's what astrological chart is about. Horoscope is about. Another dimension is there. Everything is a cosmic event. Fine. Everything can be put in a cosmic time and scale. Yes. So now, each of us, unlike a plant and tree, all of us are born with a karmic footprint. All we are sentient beings. Sentient beings, we have a karmic footprint. Where we are is based on karmic footprint. So now, if you are born with a karmic footprint, then that karmic footprint is represented in the horoscope chart. There is a karmic footprint has a relation to a horoscope chart. Horoscope. So that's why the horoscope also represents a karmic footprint. Because of your karmic footprint, because of your conditions of karmic footprint, they'll be able to predict life.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is about astrology, principle behind astrology. Has science any objection to this? I don't see. Because science comes to the same conclusion. Science, not about the individuals. Okay. A Newtonian science says, if you know initial velocity of a particle, you can predict the course of its event. wherever the movement is there, you can predict it. That's why when people launch a rocket, they know exactly go and hit the moon. It will not go somewhere else, because by predicting initial condition, you can predict the future. So predicting initial condition through horoscopic chart will be able to predict your future. Principally, there's nothing wrong. But where it comes, the condition comes, we seem to have free will. Okay, I'm not like stone. Stone throwing, I can predict this thing through equation. But how can you predict me? You are also like a stone. The whole fact of karma means whatever your past action will determine your future action. You are working like a machine. You are very predictable. That predictably, karma means predictability.
So there is no free will?
That free will question will take up.
What free will?
Give me some freedom to talk about free will later.
Give you free will to talk about free will later.
So, karma means predictability. Karma is nothing but programs we are running. The programs will keep on building. That's why they are predictable. So, in principle, I don't disagree that horoscope can predict you. Whether somebody can really do it, I don't know. That depends on astrologer. But principle-wise, I'll say future can be predicted. Principle, I'll say there is as energy, we are all connected. Principle, I'll say the cosmic events can affect the individual. In principle-wise. Whether it can be done as a precise science, whether astrology is right, I can't say. But what is the role of astrologer? I told you, as a counselor. Right? So this is the background. Now comes next question. This I'm giving reason where astrology is true. Right? I went through, in North Karnataka, there's a great astrologer. Great astrologer is such that he is so great that presidents of India, all VIPs will come to his consultation to a small place. He is well known. He is brother of one of my friends. My friends took him to we had gone to a tour. He went to. Then my friend said, "Why don't you read the horoscope of this person?"
Is it of you, Guruji?
Me.
Okay.
Right? He asked my horoscope. I read. Then he is considered a great astrologer. Okay. He prepared a computer, started reading my horoscope. I listened for about 20 minutes. I said, "Whatever you said, nothing, no relationship with my life." He says, "You are going through so much of turmoil in mind. You are so disturbed. Okay, you are finding it difficult to face life." But I'm very peaceful. I'm calm. Nothing is whatever you say is not applicable, nothing is filthy. Then he said, sorry, I did a mistake. The astrological chart breaks down the moment somebody becomes spiritual. Because spirituality means for breaking the karma. Then what will happen? You are not living, you are not a programmed being. As long as you are living a program called karma,
You're
predictable.
Yeah.
Right? So now I gave astrology in multiple dimensions. Astrologer as a counselor I gave. Astrologer is a spiritual teacher from karma to yajna to nishkama. Right? Astrology I related to modern science. And I told you planets can affect you. You can also affect planets. Right? Are we affecting planets? Are we affecting Earth today? Earth is so disturbed. Environmental pollutions. Okay. So-called weather pattern changes. Human beings are affected. Earth. Right? Our mental disturbance is affecting the Earth. If you are a little bit peaceful, Earth will also be peaceful. Everywhere global weather changes. Why? Disturbance in human mind is propagating disturbance outside. You are not able to see the relationship with the totality. We are looking, all our actions are fragmented actions. So you can affect the Earth. If not stars and planets, I don't know what will happen to stars and planets. At least your mental peace, you can bring peace to the Earth. So planet can affect you, you can affect the planet. Then astrology gives you a cosmic event. Your birth is made into a cosmic event. Right? And everything is a cosmic event. Nothing will happen without a cosmos participating in this thing. The Divine Mother has to participate, facilitate. Divine Mother is Shakti. Every birth is a birth in the Divine Mother. A flower blossoming is a Divine Mother. If you listen to my Navratri talk, I show the stars and planets are nothing but necklace in the garland of Divine Mother. The moon is the smiling, shining face of Divine Mother. The entire cosmos is Divine Mother. It's a cosmic being. Quite can affect. So then I told, where are the limits of astrology? Astrology will give you prediction and predictability as long as you are in the karmic impressions. The moment you become spiritually evolved, you start coming out of karmic impressions. If you become enlightened, you break the karma. So then astrology chart breaks down. So any questions now? We will discuss the next question. Okay. So anybody has a question on Zoom? On astrology?
So you said once a person treads on the path of spirituality, the laws of or the rules of astrology doesn't apply to that person.
Correct.
But our good karma, bad karma, or any type of it is still not erased, right? It's only when we are completely liberated is when that part comes. Till then we are still applicable. Even our going on a spiritual path is also still going to be a part of the rules that are going to apply to us, right? Because in astrology they can tell whether you're going to take up a spiritual path or not.
Correct. So first thing is astrology can predict the spiritual journey of a person. Yes, he can. Right? That's why they have some certain planetary positions. With this planetary position, person can become spiritual or not, can be predicted. Your question is whether we be affected by the our environment, stars, planets. Yes, because your body is a subject of the cosmic events. But whole part of spirituality is to realize I am not the body. So if you are not the body, how it will affect you?
But that part is only applicable when you're liberated, right? Because at that point you're still treading it. You have this understanding that
if you are liberated, you are completely free, broken free. If you are on spiritual path, you'll become partially free. Ada. You are progressively getting free. Before you go in spiritual path, somebody shouts at you, will get angry. On the spiritual path, you'll calm down. So what happens? Your sattva guna will increase. So your disturbance will come down. It's not fully, you're not fully liberated. but progressively you're becoming more and more calmer.
Yeah, so it's that the higher we progress on the path of spirituality, the lesser we'll get affected, and we will be partially in that boundary of whatever rules are still
Yes.
there. Okay.
Correct. So what will happen? It's like you are becoming free from the disease. You'll not be, one day you'll not be free, but progressively you are becoming free. One day you'll become completely free. That's called enlightenment. But till that time, gradually there's a progressive quality of improvement in your life, where external events will start affecting you less. Are you clear?
Yep.
Anybody else any questions? Anu, you wanted to say something? Anu Rao?
No, Guruji, nothing. I think Maitri asked the same question. I had it in my mind. Thank you, Maitri.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uma? Yes?
No, Prabhuji, there's no question.
Okay. So, if there are no questions, I'll close this talk and then I'll take a free will.